Good morning, all of you, my dear young minds. Heartily welcome to botany class. How are you all? Are you fine? Are you preparing well? I am believing you are preparing well at home. Stay safe, stay alive, focus on studies because it is your life. Okay, come to the point. Today we will discuss polysaccharides and nucleic acids because by mistake this video was deleted. When I operate mobile, by mistake it was deleted. That's why I am again reshooting this video. Hope you understood. All of you again watch this video once or twice. Come to the point. Polysaccharides. It is a type of carbohydrate. A type of carbohydrate. Carbohydrates also one of the important biomacromolecules like proteins, nucleic acids. Carbohydrates also a type of important biomacromolecules, right? Broadly, carbohydrates are of three kinds. Before that, the acid insoluble pellets has carbohydrates. That means what? Carbohydrates, they won't dissolve in acids, but they dissolve in water. Carbohydrates broadly are of three kinds. How many kinds? Three kinds. Monosaccharides, oligosaccharides, and the third one, polysaccharides. In NCERT, monosaccharides and oligosaccharides topic was not mentioned. That's why we no need to study about monosaccharides and polysaccharides. Our main concentration on polysaccharides. Okay. Poly means many. Poly means many. Saccharides means sugars. Example, glucose. Best example, glucose. Poly means many, saccharides means sugars. Sugars example, glucose. Polysaccharides mainly made up of large number of sugars. Okay. Some examples of polysaccharides. Some examples: starch, inulin, chitin, cellulose, and glycogen. What do you call? Glycogen. Important. All are important. Chitin, inulin, starch, all are important. I put star mark. Okay. Polysaccharides examples very important. Definitely question paper setter prepare questions based on examples. So you must know the information about all examples: starch, inulin, chitin, cellulose, and glycogen. First one, starch. What is starch? As all of you know, all plants prepare food in the form of glucose during photosynthesis chemical reaction in presence of sunlight. Because in presence of sunlight, plant utilize some internal factors and some external factors. Internal factors, example chlorophyll pigment. External factors, example sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, etc. By taking all these things, plant prepare food. The end product of photosynthesis is glucose. Then due to continuous accumulation of glucose, glucose converted into starch. Then starch stored in various parts of the plant. As I told you previously, some plants store starch in roots. Example, carrot, beetroot, radish, sweet potato, etc. And some plants store starch in stems. Best example, desert plants. That means xerophytes. Some examples, aloe vera, cactus, pebble plants, casuarina. Okay, some examples of desert plants. All desert plants store food in their stems. Even water also stored in stems. Such stems are called succulent stems. Hope you got my point, right? Next, some plants store food in fruits. Example, all fruit yielding plants, guava, banana, pomegranate, grapes, all fruit yielding plants. And some plants store starch in buds or flowers. Example, cauliflower, cabbage, etc. That is about the starch. Okay. Once you go through structure of starch, basically starch contain large number of helices. Large number of helices. Spring-like structures called helices, helix. Due to presence of helices, starch can hold iodine molecules. I2, iodine molecules. Iodine. Due to presence of large number of helices, starch can hold iodine molecules. Very simple example, take 1 teaspoon of starch, that means powder, any powder like rice powder, wheat powder, dough, maize powder, jowar powder. Select any powder, then add few drops of iodine solution. When we add iodine solution, starch immediately turn into blue color. Blue color. Starch turn into blue in presence of iodine. In presence of iodine. So in such a way we easily identify whether starch present or absent in leaf. Suppose take one leaf and take one petri dish first. One petri dish means watch glass. Collect one leaf, place in petri dish, add few drops of iodine solution. Definitely the portion of the leaf turn into light bluish black. Light bluish black. That is the identification of starch. That's all. Okay. That is about starch. Next one, inulin. Starch over na. Next, inulin. You don't confuse between inulin and insulin, because sometimes some students might be confused. Inulin, insulin. Inulin is a polymer of fructose. A polymer of fructose. Important. A polymer of fructose. But insulin different. Insulin is a hormone secretes from pancreas. Insulin hormone function different, inulin function different. Insulin hormone maintain sugar levels, glucose levels in blood. Excess amount of glucose convert into glycogen in presence of insulin hormone. Then glycogen temporarily stored in liver. Okay, that is different. That is the function of insulin hormone. But here inulin is different. Inulin is a polymer of fructose. Do you know one thing? Which is the smallest polysaccharide? Means fructose. That means inulin. The smallest polysaccharide. The smallest polysaccharide. Important. Okay. That is about inulin. Next one, chitin. Chitin also another type of polysaccharide, the type of biomacromolecule. Chitin is made up of complex polysaccharides. Complex polysaccharides. Complex polysaccharides. Complex polysaccharides example glucosamine, and N-acetyl galactosamine. N-acetyl galactosamine. Remember these two examples important. Don't forget. Glucosamine and N-acetyl galactosamine. Important. I put star mark here also because scientists found complex polysaccharides in nature. Best example, chitin. Chitin is chemically made up of complex polysaccharides such as glucosamine and N-acetyl galactosamine. Very, very important for NEET objective exam. NCERT lines, NCERT concepts. Understood now? And where do you find out chitin means? Some arthropods. Arthropoda. Arthropoda phylum. It includes insects. Important. See, in zoology, you might have studied various types of phylums like Protozoa, Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematohelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda. Is there na? Arthropoda. Arthropoda example, insects. One more point. Which is the biggest phylum in entire plant kingdom means, or in entire animal kingdom means Arthropoda. Phylum Arthropoda include more than 70,000 varieties of insects. Okay, hence it is the one of the biggest phylum. You might have studied about Arthropoda phylum in zoology. Here discussion no need, right? Cockroach, an example, cockroach. Okay, cockroach belongs to Arthropoda. In cockroach, their body on the outer side covered with exoskeleton. Because skeleton are of two kinds, endoskeleton, exoskeleton. Exoskeleton common in all insects like mosquitoes, cockroach, houseflies, okay, honeybees, even butterfly. Majority of insects on their body on the outer side covered with exoskeleton. But higher living animals such as fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. These are higher living animals. Fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. In all higher living organisms we can observe endoskeleton. Endo means inside. Yes or no? Exoskeleton of cockroach is made up of chitin. Important. And chitin is made up of complex polysaccharides such as glucosamine and N-acetyl galactosamine. One important neat objective question. Remember, don't forget. And make a note also. Next one, cellulose. Cellulose. Cellulose, another important polysaccharide. Basically, total plant body like root cells, stem cells, leaf cells, fruit cells, flower cells, bark cells, each and every part of the plant cell on the outer side covered with cell wall. Whereas cell wall is made up of cellulose. It is a type of complex polysaccharide. But cell wall absent in animals, right? Hence cellulose also absent in animals, but present in plant cells. Once you go through structure of cellulose, cellulose does not have complex helices. Do not have complex helices. So due to lack of helices, it cannot hold iodine molecules. Therefore, it won't give blue color with the iodine test. That is the main difference between cellulose and starch. Once I repeat, starch contains large number of helices. Due to presence of helices, it can hold iodine molecules and it gives blue color with the iodine test. Whereas in cellulose, where is helices? No helices. Due to lack of helices, it cannot hold iodine molecules. Hence, it won't give blue color with the iodine test. Differences, right? The last one, glycogen. Glycogen, important, very important. Glycogen also called animal starch. What do you call? Animal starch. Because all animals, even human beings, also store excess amount of starch in liver. Sometimes when you take excess amount of food, sugar levels gradually increase in blood. Glucose levels gradually increase in blood. Excess amount of glucose convert into glycogen in presence of insulin hormone, which is secreted from pancreas, a mixed gland. That is the importance of insulin hormone. Mostly diabetes patients regularly they take insulin injections or insulin pills, tablets, etc. Because insulin regulate glucose levels, sugar levels in blood. Excess amount of glucose immediately turn into glycogen, then glycogen temporarily store in liver. During fasting times, means rosa, fasting times, glycogen again converts into glucose in presence of another hormone called glucagon. Glucagon, right? Glycogen different, glucagon different, you don't confuse. Glycogen means animal starch. Glucagon is a hormone. Both insulin and glucagon hormones secretes from pancreas. Okay, in presence of insulin, glucose convert into glycogen. In presence of glucagon, reverse. Glycogen converts into glucose. Then glucose mixed with blood, transfer to all parts of the body. In such a way, our body gets energy during fasting times. That is the importance of glycogen. Hope you understood. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now we'll discuss chemical structure of glycogen. Glycogen, animal starch. Once you go through diagrammatic representation, main branch, sub branches. Okay, left end, it is left side, the left end. Right end, left end also called non-reducing end. What do you call? Non-reducing end. Whereas right end also called reducing end. It is a polymer of glycogen, animal starch. Main branch, sub branches. Right, left side, left end. Right side, right end. Left end also called non-reducing end, because left end again divided into small branches, large number of branches called non-reducing end. Whereas in right end, various sub branches, no sub branches, hence it is called reducing end. Understood now? Sometimes they may ask questions based on structure of glycogen, which is reducing end, which is non-reducing end. Important. Okay, you don't confuse. Now you can observe chemical structure of glycogen. Select a small piece of main branch, right? Glucose, first glucose molecule, second glucose molecule, third glucose molecule, etc. Numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. CH2OH. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon and sixth carbon. Right? H, OH, OH, OH. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon and sixth carbon. CH2OH. Right? First carbon, second carbon, third carbon, 4, 5 and 6. Adjacent sugars join with each other with glycosidic bond. It is called glycosidic bond. What do you call? Glycosidic bond. Important. Similarly, numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. CH2OH. First carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, sixth carbon. Total, I draw here 3 glucose molecules. Previously I told what is the chemical structure of glucose. The same structure as it is given in NCERT. Okay. You can observe. You also practice chemical structures like me. When I teach, you immediately open notes. Note main points in order and practice chemical structures immediately on the spot. Okay, right. First glucose, second glucose, third glucose. Glucose general formula C6H12O6. C6H12O6. Number of carbons 6, hydrogens 12, oxygens 6. It is O, oxygen molecule. Number of carbon 6. First carbon, second carbon, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Sixth carbon. Right? Go through second glucose. Same concept. 6 carbons. Adjacent glucose molecules join with each other with glycosidic bond. That is important. Glycosidic bond formed between first carbon of the one sugar and fourth carbon of the another sugar. Such linkage is called 1-to-4 linkage. 1-to-4 linkage. 1-to-4 linkage. Important. 1-to-4 linkage important. Okay. Similarly, second glucose molecule attached with the third glucose molecule. The same glycosidic bond. First carbon of the one glucose and the fourth carbon of the another glucose. Combined to form glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bond. These type of chemical structures we can observe in main branch, because this is internal structure of the main branch. Simple example, cut a small piece of main branch, place on clean and empty glass slide, then view under electron microscope, not simple or compound microscope, electron microscope, that means powerful microscope. Under electron microscope we can observe clearly chemical structure of main branch. So it is a section enlargement. Arrow mark showing section enlargement means internal structure, chemical structure of the main branch. The same structure we can observe even in sub-branch also. Sub-branch also, right? Hope you understood. First I can draw main branch chemical structure. First glucose, second glucose, third glucose. First position, first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon and sixth carbon. CH2OH. Okay. OH, 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 OH. Right, groups also, hydrogen groups. OH, H, OH, OH. Similarly, OH means hydroxyl group. OH, 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 OH. Then positions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. CH2OH, CH2OH, 6 carbons, right? Then here adjacent sugar molecules join with each other with 1 to 4 linkage. First carbon of the one sugar and fourth carbon of the another sugar combine to form 1 to 4 linkage. That is called glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bond. Hope you understood, right? Same 1 to 4 linkage. It is important. It is main branch. Now I can draw sub-branch structure, chemical structure. Draw first glucose. Second glucose. Adjacent glucose molecules bind with each other with glycosidic bond. CH2OH, CH2OH, OH, hydroxyl group. There is one bond formed between it is the sixth carbon. Sub-branch attached with the main branch with 1 to 6 linkage. Numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. First carbon, sixth carbon. Observe circles. First carbon of the one sugar and the sixth carbon of the another sugar join with each other with the glycosidic bond. Such linkage is called 1 to 6 linkage. 1 to 6 linkage. Important. Total there are two types of linkage, 1 to 4 linkage and 1 to 6 linkage. We can observe 1 to 4 linkage between adjacent sugars. That means what? Both main branch and sub branches. Whereas sub branch attached with the main branch with 1 to 6 linkage. See, first carbon of the one sugar, glucose sugar, and sixth carbon of the another sugar join with each other with the glycosidic bonds. Hence, such linkage is called 1 to 6 linkage. Clear now? Hope you understood, right? This is the chemical structure or internal structure of the glycogen. All of you practice these chemical structures. Very important. NCERT concept only. But in NCERT, this much clear-cut chemical structure not mentioned. For your understands, I mentioned number of carbons, their positions, hydrogen means hydroxyl groups, OH groups clearly, right? Even 1 to 4 linkage, 1 to 6 linkage also not mentioned in NCERT. But for your clear understands, I am explaining in detail clearly. That is about glycogen. Mostly question paper setter prepare questions from this area based on diagram or based on glucose sugar structure or based on linkage 1 to 4 linkage or 1 to 6 linkage. That's all. Bonding name also important. Glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bond is common in all glycogen molecule, that means polysaccharides, all polysaccharides, because bonding are of various kinds: peptide bond, glycosidic bond, ester bond, phosphodiester bonds, hydrogen bonds, many bonds are there. Glycosidic bond present in only polysaccharides. That is about glycogen. The whole topic of polysaccharides was completed. Next topic, nucleic acids. Nucleic acids. In previous videos already we have discussed about nucleic acids, because when we discussed about amino acids, there briefly basic points we have discussed about nucleic acids. Nucleic acids. Nucleic means nucleus. Nucleic means nucleus. Take an example, any cell like plant cell. An example, plant cell. Plant cell. Outer wall is cell wall, inner wall is cell membrane. Nucleus. Right? Nucleolus, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, chromatin, chromatin. Chromatin means nothing but chromosomes. All chromosomes are made up of nucleic acids. DNA. See, nucleic acid. Nucleic means nucleus. That means what? Acids which are present inside the nucleus are called nucleic acids. That is the link between nucleus and nucleic acids. Hope all of you got my points. Are you getting my point? Nucleic acids present inside the nucleus are called nucleic acids. Next, of course, some nucleic acids also present in cell organelles, surrounding cell organelles. Example, chloroplast and mitochondria. Chloroplast and mitochondria also called semi-autonomous cell organelles, or a cell within the cell, because due to presence of DNA, RNA and 70S type ribosomes, chloroplast and mitochondria perform their own function. Hence, chloroplast function and mitochondria function independent of nucleus. That is the reason chloroplast and mitochondria also called semi-autonomous cell organelles. These points already you might have studied in previous chapter, Cell, the Unit of Life. Are you ready? Okay? But here I got discussion, no need. Nucleic acids broadly are of two kinds, DNA and RNA. DNA, RNA. Like polysaccharides, proteins and amino acids, DNA and RNA also important biomacromolecules. That means what? Nucleic acids also an important biomacromolecules. Their molecular weight more than 10,000 daltons. Right? DNA, RNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Nucleic acid, nucleic acid. RNA stands for ribonucleic acid. Nucleic acid, nucleic acid. Next, DNA made up of 3 components. How many components? 3 components. First component, nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases, also called heterocyclic bases. Heterocyclic bases, right? And second one, pentose sugar. Pentose sugar. Pentose sugar, also called ribose sugar. That means deoxyribose sugar. Because DNA na deoxyribose sugar. And the third component, phosphoric acid. What do you call? Phosphoric acid, also called phosphate. Phosphate, what do you call? Phosphate. Remember, both are same, don't confuse. These are the three important components present in DNA. Nitrogen bases, also called heterocyclic rings. Pentose sugars, deoxyribose sugars, phosphoric acid or phosphate. Similarly, RNA. RNA has same three components. What is the first component means? Same, nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases. And second component, pentose sugar, that means ribose sugar. Ribose sugar. Ribo, deoxyribo. Observe differences. Ribose sugar present in RNA, whereas deoxyribose sugar present in DNA. Don't confuse. And the third one, phosphoric acid. Phosphoric acid or phosphate, both are same, you don't confuse. The main difference between DNA and RNA is, in DNA, adenine pair with thymine with the two bonds, two hydrogen bonds, whereas guanine pair with cytosine with the triple bonds, triple hydrogen bonds. Adenine and guanine are called purines, whereas thymine and cytosine are called pyrimidines. This topic already previously we have discussed, again discussed, no need. In case of RNA, adenine pair with uracil, observe differences, and guanine pair with cytosine. Okay, in DNA, adenine pair with thymine, whereas in RNA, adenine pair with uracil. It is the main difference. Rest of the three are same: adenine, guanine, cytosine. Adenine, guanine and cytosine. These three bases are same in both acids, but thymine and uracil are different. Next point, DNA structurally more stable. Structurally more stable, very strong. Chemically less reactive. Whereas RNA reverse, structurally unstable and chemically more reactive. What is the main reason means? In DNA, adenine pair with thymine. Due to presence of thymine, DNA is structurally more stable. In RNA, adenine pair with uracil. Due to presence of uracil, RNA is structurally less stable and chemically more reactive. One more difference. In pentose sugar, that means deoxyribose sugar, at second carbon O, oxygen is removed. Hence it is called deoxy. Deoxy means oxygen molecule removed. Due to lack of oxygen at second carbon in pentose sugar, DNA structurally more stable and chemically less reactive. But in case of RNA, it has O group at second carbon of ribose sugar. That means OH, hydroxyl group. Due to presence of hydroxyl group at second carbon of ribose sugar, RNA structurally unstable and chemically more reactive. These are differences between DNA and RNA. One more difference. DNA, its prime importance is inheritance. Inheritance. Or heredity. Inheritance or heredity important. What is inheritance? The process of transmission of characters from parent to progeny over several generations is known as inheritance or heredity. In general, all characters, suppose height of the body, color of hair, color of cornea, shape of earlobe, color of skin, tip of nose, these all characters transfer from parent to progeny through genetic material, mainly DNA. In case of plants, height of the plant, color of seed, shape of seed, color of flower, position of the flower, color of pod, pod means fruit wall, color of pod, shape of pod, these all characters transfer from parent to progeny through genetic material DNA. That is called inheritance or heredity. Got my point? Okay. So DNA main function inheritance, but RNA function, basically RNA perform double functions, dual functions. Let me show now. All of you observe the difference between DNA and RNA and prepare notes. Don't forget. Definitely we will ask questions from differences in daily test or main weekend exam, right? RNA broadly are of two kinds. Genetic RNA and a non-genetic RNA. Non-genetic RNA. Genetic RNA again are of two kinds. ssRNA, dsRNA, whereas non-genetic RNA again are of various kinds, broadly four types. mRNA means messenger RNA, tRNA means transfer RNA, rRNA means ribosomal RNA, snRNA means small nuclear RNA. This is the classification of RNA. Just now I told RNA perform double function, dual function. On one hand it acts as genetic material, on the other hand it acts as non-genetic material. Hence RNA are of two kinds, genetic RNA, non-genetic RNA, right? Genetic RNA means it performs inheritance. Genetic RNA play a crucial role in transmission of characters from parent to progeny. Such RNA is called genetic RNA. Non-genetic means non-genetic RNA function protein synthesis. Protein synthesis. Genetic RNA function inheritance. Inheritance. Okay. Now genetic RNA again are of two kinds, ssRNA, dsRNA. SS stands for single strand RNA. Single strand RNA. DS means double strand RNA. Single strand RNA, double strand RNA. Strand means thread. Thread-like structure is called strand. That's all. ssRNA common in viruses, particularly plant viruses. Example: dsRNA common in animal viruses. Okay, ssRNA quite common in plant viruses. dsRNA common in animal viruses. That's all. Next, non-genetic RNA again are of 4 kinds because they play a crucial role in protein synthesis. Messenger RNA. M means messenger RNA. T means transfer RNA. R means ribosomal RNA. SN means small nuclear RNA. Small nuclear RNA. These 4 types of RNA together play a crucial role in protein synthesis or protein manufacture. One more point. The protein synthesizing mechanism established around RNA only, but not DNA. Even DNA also depend on RNA. For protein synthesis. This is actually second year syllabus in the chapter molecular basis of inheritance. So we'll discuss structure of DNA, types of DNA, structure of RNA, classification of RNA, their function in protein manufacture in detail in second year. Here discussion no need because you may get confusion. So leave it. That is about RNA, classification of RNA and all. The whole topic of nucleic acids is completed. Right? Today we have discussed broadly 2 topics. Only 2 topics. One is polysaccharide. Types of polysaccharides. Okay? Like starch, inulin, chitin, cellulose, glycogen chemical structure. That whole topic was completed. Second topic, nucleic acids, DNA, RNA, their differences. Okay, types of DNA, types of RNA. DNA also are of 2 kinds, ssDNA, dsDNA. SS means single strand DNA, DS means double strand DNA. Single strand DNA present in some viruses, whereas dsDNA, double strand DNA, common in all rest of the organisms, all plants and all animals, etc. Okay, so hope you understood. Watch this video with concentration. You never divert your brain like body present and mind absent. It's no use, right? Because unexpectedly this previous video was deleted. That's why I shoot again this video, same topic. Watch all of you this video today only between 11 to 12:30. Now I will upload this video in YouTube. Okay, after completion of watching this video, the same topic read in NCERT, then go through material or directly go through assignments, right? Tomorrow NEET exam is there. NEET model test exam is there for 360 marks. Biology syllabus, anatomy of flowering plants, full chapter, complete chapter, and biomolecules from introduction to nucleic acids up to here only, right? Thank you very much. Bye, see you and prepare well.